Now on Nightside, it's been a busy night of tracking thunderstorms. Will you get rumbled awake tonight? And what can you expect for the morning commute? That's in your First Alert forecast.
The man accused of killing 4 University of Idaho students was back in court today. Why his defense team is asking for more evidence ahead of the trial.
Staying in Spokane parks after hours will soon become a misdemeanor. Why some say this could be a prison pipeline for teens. You're watching 4 News Now Nightside. Good evening, I'm Aaron Luna.
And I'm Kirsten O'Connor. For some of us, some pouring rain all evening, thunderstorms across the inland northwest. Let's go straight to Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker for a look at what we can expect in our First Alert forecast.
Well, just in the last hour, things have quieted down considerably after a wild late afternoon and evening of severe and strong storms. Here's a look at our radar over the last hour, and this last thunderstorm in the Palouse over Whitman County fizzling out. We still have some rain showers left behind across the region. These will also be tapering off here in the next little bit. We'll zoom in just a bit, and in Spokane County, we are almost completely dry. A little bit of heavier rain around Chewelah, and then light showers as we get into the Columbia Basin. A nice break after an evening of some hail, gusty winds. We did have a number of reported power outages. Now things again have quieted down. Our high temperatures today topped out in the mid-80s. Our average high is in the 70s. With the rain and the cooler conditions in Pullman, St. Mary's, Lookout Pass, but drier and warmer further to the north and west. Here's a look at your Wednesday planner. We're going to be right back up in the mid-80s, a little bit warmer and a lot drier. Still the potential of some isolated showers and thunderstorms late in the day, but not as widespread as what we saw today. It gets even warmer in the 7-day forecast. I'll let you know how hot you can expect things to get for the 4th of July weekend in just a few minutes, Aaron.
Chris, thank you. The man accused of killing 4 University of Idaho students last fall was back in court today. Since the state has filed its intent to pursue the death penalty, the defense is asking for more information from the discovery.
4 News Now's Natalie Grant was in court today and reports on what was and what was not brought before the judge.
We are narrowing in on 3 months until the trial against Brian Kohberger is slated to start. On Tuesday, Kohberger and his team were back in front of a judge saying now that the death penalty is on the table, they need more information from the state. Ann Taylor, the public defender representing Kohberger, brought forward 3 motions. The first, training records from 3 officers that conducted interviews and gathered evidence in the days following the murders, something the state said it will not be releasing to the defense unless the officers are called to court.
There is a lot of information in the various interviews that's going to come into trial. This officer may well be subpoenaed by the defense to come to trial. That person's training records are very relevant.
Taylor saying these officers could likely be subpoenaed during the trial, and having those records is imperative to their preparation. The second is FBI cell phone data that pinpointed the whereabouts of Kohberger that night. And the third is the report from the FBI examiner that told police to look for the white Hyundai Elantra as a car of interest in the case. The state says it's shared all the information on their side regarding these 2 pieces and is waiting on the final reports. Once those reports are finished, the state says they will be sharing them. Several motions that were expected to be covered were not brought to the judge on Tuesday. That includes DNA collection and information that was presented to the grand jury that eventually led to Kohberger's indictment. According to Idaho court officials, the 2 sides came to agreements before court started on these, and the motion surrounding the DNA will be discussed at a later time. Kohberger's trial is set to start in October. Reporting in Moscow, Idaho, Natalie Grant, 4 News Now.
People who are in Spokane parks after hours could soon face a misdemeanor.
Yeah, the Spokane City Council voted to make it a misdemeanor for anyone to be in a city park after closing. Neighborhood parks will close at 11 p.m. Riverfront Park will close at midnight. The chair of Spokane Human Rights Commission, Anwar Peace, is against the ordinance. He says it could be a prison pipeline for teens. Peace says making the public face misdemeanor charges is not the way to protect city parks.
Now we've got a rotating situation where this juvenile has a criminal track record. That might affect his school, it might affect his home life, and it might deteriorate to a point where he does actually engage in criminal activity that we don't want to see.
Spokane police say they need this ordinance to eliminate dangerous behaviors that could lead to violence, like drug use, alcohol use, and when weapons are in parks. Spokane police say the new law will go into effect 30 days after the mayor signs the ordinance.
The Shadle Aquatic Center was closed today. The Spokane Parks and Recreation Department says it was because of a group threatening someone inside. It happened just before 4 p.m. on Monday. The Spokane Parks and Rec Department posted on Facebook saying that police were called and staff was able to lock down the facility and evacuate all guests to a safe location until police arrived. The Shadle Aquatic Center will be open tomorrow as normal. A man living near Deer Park surrendered peacefully to the Spokane County Sheriff's Office following an hour-long standoff today. It all happened near West Hamilton Road and North Short Road, which is south of Deer Park. Sheriff's deputies say the man's family called saying he was intoxicated and threatening to kill himself. Investigators say he wanted deputies to end his life. Because there were children in the house at the time, SWAT and the crisis negotiation team were called in and they were able to de-escalate the situation. The man was taken to the hospital for treatment. As of now, the man is not facing any charges.
This is just one of the many times the SWAT team has been called out this year. As of June 5th, the SWAT team has been activated 25 times. Last year, they were called out 47 times. That's the most in the last 5 years. In my special report, we explore the reason behind the rising calls and the new tech used to end these situations peacefully. Be sure to watch this Thursday on 4 News Now at 6. In honor of Pride Month, many businesses are decorating to show their support. One Spokane Valley church showing support was surprised to find vandalism in place of pride flags. Viradale Church of Christ in Spokane had more than 25 pride flags last week. According to Reverend Genevieve Haywood, last weekend, 3 people stole 3 large banners and 25 small pride flags from the property at around 1 in the morning. They also spelled out LEV 2013 on the front lawn using diesel fuel, referencing a Bible verse often used to condemn gay people.
You go into a mama bear kind of mode. Take care of the congregation, take care of the property, take care of the neighbors. So that's where my mind went first.
Haywood says she contacted Spokane Valley Police, who are currently investigating. Well, don't come to Kootenai County on vacation and leave on probation. That's the message from the sheriff ahead of 4th of July celebrations.
He claims a large number of people from Washington spend time in jail this holiday and says drugs and criminals will not be tolerated. The sheriff says laws are very different in Idaho. Using hard drugs like fentanyl, meth, and cocaine are serious felonies and can land people in jail or prison. And marijuana is also illegal in the state. Betty Harper, who lives in Kootenai County, says drugs can cause a handful of problems, but she says she feels like they can't be stopped.
I agree with him. We don't need a lot of the drug stuff. That's true. We don't. True. But are you going to be able to stop it? Do you know how many people in this area right here? There's a few people. I'll bet you find at least 2 that are either smoking, going to.
Well, the sheriff said in a statement, if people violate the law, Seattle, Spokane, and the entire state of Washington is a wonderful place to enjoy July 4th celebrations.
And when you think of July 4th, one of the first things that comes to mind, fireworks perhaps. A quick reminder, they are illegal in Spokane. Outside of city limits, high-powered devices like M80s, altered fireworks, and homemade devices are prohibited on state and federal levels. It's also illegal to sell, own, or set off firecrackers and bottle rockets, except on designated tribal lands.
While personal fireworks are illegal, there are still plenty of local fireworks shows for you and your family to enjoy this holiday. In Spokane County, there will be shows at Riverfront Park, Avista Stadium, and at Liberty Lake Pavilion Park. In Kootenai County, the Coeur d'Alene annual 4th of July party starts at 10 a.m. with the American Heroes Parade. Later that night, you can catch the fireworks show right near the resort.
Well, time for a quick look at sports. I'm Julian Minnesone, and you're going to see the University of Idaho logo everywhere here in the near future. The university has been making a lot of moves to advance its athletic department. Idaho was a major sponsor at Hoop Fest over the weekend. The school also announced a name change to its football facility last week, a name change that will bring in $5 million over the next 10 years, not including advertising and other promotions. The university is also the host for the first and second rounds of the NCAA men's basketball tournament at Spokane Arena next year and the women's tournament in 2025. Athletic Director Terry Golick says the goal is for Idaho to have a heavy presence in Spokane.
It's a recruiting spot for us for all our sports. You know, it's an hour and a half, 2 hours away. As I said, great camaraderie between us and the city, and we'll do as much as we can, even though it's in the state of Washington.
Well, tickets for the NCAA tournament will go on sale in October, and the naming rights deal between Lewiston-based credit union P1FCU and the University of Idaho, that deal begins July 1st. Live in the studio, Julian Minenzone, 4 News Now Sports.
Julian, thank you. Still to come on Nightside, Costco is cracking down on membership sharing.
Why the Washington company is joining a growing list, and the new federal law in place for pregnant employees. You're watching 4 News Now, Nightside.
4 News Now on your time with Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
4 News Now is brought to you by Perfection Tire.
What's good about River Ridge Hardware and how we stand out as a neighborhood hardware store? When a customer comes in, it's our opportunity to help them with whatever project they're doing, whether it's painting or building something new. We truly want to help you. What makes Peter's Hardware Store stand out in the neighborhood is it is eclectic type hardware store since 1934. And yes, we're the oldest working hardware store in Spokane. It's really a fun place to visit.
Hit the ground running in the most adventurous Honda vehicles yet. Like the Pilot and Passport Trail Sport, or the Ridgeline, made more rugged with better off-road performance, and more capable with different driving modes available to conquer snow, mud, and sand. Adventure on in the Honda for you. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
92.9 CCU. CCU.
Your Broadway wishes granted at Disney's Aladdin. Audiences and critics agree Aladdin is fabulous and extravagant. With unforgettable music and sensational dance numbers, it's exactly what you wish for. Get your tickets today and see for yourself the breathtaking spectacle that only Disney can deliver.
June 27th through July 2nd at First Interstate Center for the Arts. Visit BroadwaySpokane.com.
Pop the champagne, humanity. We've done it.
Celebrate your night with big winners, shocking thrills, and living legends.
You know, I've always thought of you as Dave Jr.
Oh, every hair on my body is standing up right now.
Jimmy Kimmel Live, weeknights on ABC.
4 News Now is brought to you by Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning.
Thanks for staying up with Nightside. Costco taking a stance against customers sharing memberships.
It's just the latest major company cracking down to protect its bottom line. ABC's Rebecca Jarvis has more.
The end of freeloading at the Costco self-service checkout. The wholesale giant cracking down on membership sharing, requiring that shoppers now show their membership cards, which include an ID photo, before swiping their merchandise at the self-service kiosks.
Those Costco memberships equal revenue and profits for Costco, the retailer. So when that membership gets shared, Costco ends up losing money and losing profits.
In a statement, the company writing, Costco is able to keep our prices as low as possible because our membership fees help offset our operational expenses. We don't feel it's right that non-members receive the same benefits and pricing as our members. More than 69 million households have an annual Costco membership. The least expensive, at $60 a year, lets you add one extra person who lives at the same address.
Costco is able to give members deep discounts on products because they know, based on their purchasing profile, what they're going to buy weekly or monthly. It becomes a numbers game, and those numbers get completely skewed because there are multiple people using that membership.
And Costco isn't the only major business to recently take a harsher position on membership sharing. Streaming giant Netflix combating account sharing by limiting use to one household only, kicking people at different locations off the service. Meantime, Costco competitors, BJ's and Sam's Club, have their own non-transferable membership policies.
There's a consumer alert. You may want to check your freezer for frozen organic pineapple. Scenic Fruit Company says its organic tropical fruit blend with pineapple has the potential to be contaminated with listeria, which can cause serious and sometimes fatal infections in young children, the elderly, and those with weakened immune systems. This recall is related to similar recalls with other frozen fruit products.
Here are 4 things to know about your weather. We're going to be drying out overnight. I don't think you're going to have to worry about getting rumbled out of bed by thunderstorms. We do have the potential for mainly mountain thunderstorms tomorrow. A warming trend in our forecast, a little bit warmer tomorrow, then a lot warmer for the weekend. It is going to be a hot and sunny 4th of July. Not record-breaking, just in the 90s. Here's a look at the big picture of our forecast. Low pressure that's been keeping the showers and thunderstorms going today will keep things unstable enough to support some mountain thunderstorms again tomorrow. May see a few showers down in the valleys as well. But by Thursday, high pressure begins building in, and it's going to really assert itself for the weekend for that warm, sunny, dry 4th of July. Here's a look at our forecast radar, a closer view starting off tomorrow morning with a few isolated showers down on the Palouse possible from that area of low pressure. As we get into the heat of the afternoon, we'll see a few isolated thunderstorms developing. Here's noon. Won't be around for long, and the model does want to bring a shower into the Spokane area tomorrow evening. We'll see if that holds together. Regardless, keep it in the back of your mind that you may run into an isolated shower or thunderstorm tomorrow, although nowhere near as widespread and as intense as it was today. Lows tonight will be in the 50s and 60s. Our high temperatures tomorrow in the 80s and 90s. Here is your planning forecast. After tomorrow, we are dry and heading into the 90s by Friday. That's where we will stay. Maybe a little bit of a dip Sunday, but not much of one. 4th of July, 92 and sunny. Overnight lows in the 50s and 60s through the 7-day forecast. Aaron?
Chris, thank you. A golf course in Post Falls is getting an upgrade. Prairie Falls Golf Club is opening a new indoor clubhouse next week. The facility will have a restaurant and bar as well as hotel suites. You can also play a virtual game of golf in one of the 6 simulator bays, which owner Rob Clark hopes will keep people coming to the golf club year-round. Prairie Falls Golf Club will also have a retail shop at the new facility. You can check out Prairie Falls' new facility next Friday. That's July 7th at a grand opening celebration. Happens from 5 to 8. It will officially open to the public on July 8th. If you want to know more about the Post Falls Golf Club and see the new space, just find this story on KXLY.com.
A new law in effect today further strengthens federal laws concerning pregnant employees. It's part of the Pregnant Worker Fairness Act, and it impacts companies with 15 or more employees. The new law further strengthens federal laws concerning pregnant employees, and it also treats all pregnancies the same, high risk or not.
We have federal and state disability laws that say if you've got a disability, which sometimes pregnancy is, then you get reasonable accommodations. But what we didn't have was a law that said pregnant workers who don't have a disability pregnancy, they have a run-of-the-mill pregnancy, they also need accommodations. That's what this new law fixes.
And those accommodations can range from changing a work schedule if someone has severe morning sickness, for example, or giving them a closer parking spot if needed, and more flexible work hours. A new report shows providing free birth control to uninsured women may help reduce unplanned pregnancies and abortions. According to this report published by the National Bureau of Economics, women were 40% more likely to take various forms of contraception if they were offered without charge. The end result is that chances of unplanned pregnancies could drop by around 30%.
Meta is adding new tools for parents to help monitor their teens' activities on social media. The features include controls on Messenger. Now parents and guardians can see how much time their teens spend on the chat tool, view and receive updates on their contact lists, and get notified in their teens' reports. It's similar, Supervision tools already exist on Instagram. Another feature nudges teens to step away from Facebook after 20 minutes.
The fastest growing sport in the U.S. appears to be causing millions of dollars in health care bills. Analysts say pickleball accounts for about 5 to 10% of unexpected medical costs. That's about $377 million. And one factor is that seniors tend to play it, and a 2021 study shows they account for the vast majority of related ER visits. Common injuries include sprains, strains, and fractures. 4 News Now will be right back.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
Fully loaded, fully electric. The Audi Q4 e-tron. Get exceptional offers at your local Audi dealer.
This is your summer to smile, to raise your glass and reconnect, to reel in the fun and savor every bite. To help you get ready, your Aspen Dental team is celebrating 25 years of affordable care with an epic Summer of Smiles event. Don't miss enjoying a moment with our on-site labs to help you fast and 20% off your denture care. So whether you need a new look or quick fix, you can celebrate with a smile all season, always at Aspen Dental. Book today.
The Spokane County SWAT team. They're being deployed more often, on average once a week.
Manpower going in there and just, sending troops in the door.
4 News Now wanted to know why.
It's not like we used to think back in the 60s and 70s and 80s.
What do they have that other law enforcement agencies don't? And how does new technology help them protect you?
You were saying it's going to be a game changer. Why is that?
Aaron Luna reports. Thursday only on 4 News Now at 6.
It's time. Time to let your soul breathe a little, to feel the sun on your face, and to feel alive again. It's time to dust off the clubs, to treat yourself, and test out your lungs. It's time to get away to the place that's not so far away, Lakeside Coeur d'Alene. Find countless ways to play and stay in CDA at visitcda.org.
Yeah, buddy. Own the elements. Quattro in the Audi Q5.
Let's go, buddy.
Beat the heat. Always water before 10 a.m. or after 6 p.m.
Needed rain across the region today, and there's not a lot more in the forecast. We had 1800s out at the airport in Spokane. We're running about 2.5 inches below average year to date. 83 degrees our high today. 77 is average. I want to draw your attention to our record for today, 102 set back in 2015. That was the Saturday of the hottest Hoop Fest ever. It was 105 the Sunday of the hottest Hoop Fest ever. Our temperature trend over the next 7 days, the white line is average. We are going to be up in the 80s and 90s through the 7-day forecast, well above, and that is the trend going beyond July 5th through July 11th. Here is the 8 to 14-day outlook. Still very optimistic from the Climate Prediction Center. They've had us in the above average precipitation category for quite some time. I do not see that happening. I love this pick of the night tonight from Rebecca Bozo, Lake Pond Array. She calls this layers of gold, which I think is very appropriate. At sunset, she says there was a breeze picking up and some cottonwood pods floating in the air that just gave it this ethereal view with the trees in the foreground. Geez, just a stunning photo from North Idaho. Doesn't get any more beautiful than that. Aaron?
It surely doesn't. Thanks, Chris. The Independence Day cookout is going to be a bit more affordable than it was last year. That's according to a survey from the American Farm Bureau Federation. Families can expect to pay $67.73 for a 10-person cookout. That's down 3% from last year's record high. The cookout includes 12 staple items. Hamburger buns, beef, and potato salad were up in price this year. Chicken breast, lemonade, chocolate chip cookies saw price drops. While it is nearly $2 less this year, it's still the second highest on record since the survey started in 2013.
The Seattle Mariners went into extra innings against the Washington Nationals tonight. The dramatic finish coming up in sports.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
4 News Now is brought to you by Carl's Jr.
Welcome to Celebrity Family Feud, everybody. I'm your man, Steve Harvey. Funeral home lost the body. What they gonna put in the casket?
A horse.
Let's go.
Celebrity Family Feud premieres Sunday, July 9th on ABC and stream on Hulu.
I'm Mark Peterson, the Extreme Team and Horizon Credit Union, ready to take on the next task. If you know of a project that needs an Extreme Team makeover, go to KXOY.com to nominate it. 4 News Now Extreme Team brought to you by Horizon Credit Union.
Big Tobacco thinks they know everything. They think they know you, your community, the places you go, and the way that you spend your time. They think they got you all figured out, down to a formula, a calculation based off of numbers of what they think they know. Show them they're wrong. Learn more at theythinktheyknowyou.org.
The Spokane County SWAT Team. They're being deployed more often, on average once a week. 4 News Now wanted to know why, and how does new technology help them protect you? Aaron Luna reports. Thursday only on 4 News Now at 6.
Welcome to Celebrity Family Feud, everybody. I'm your man, Steve Harvey. Funeral home lost the body. What they gonna put in the casket?
A horse.
Let's go.
Celebrity Family Feud premieres Sunday, July 9th on ABC and stream on Hulu.
Welcome back. Thanks for tuning into sports. I'm Julian Minenson. We are exactly 2 weeks away from the MLB All-Star Game in Seattle. That gives the Mariners 2 weeks to gain some momentum and go into that All-Star break with something to feel positive about. Seattle was pushed to the limit tonight. Mariners taking on the Washington Nationals. Seattle won last night and got off to a good start tonight. Teoscar Hernandez hits his 15th home run of the season to give the Mariners the early lead. Now we fast forward to the 5th inning. Seattle still leading. This by 2 runs again, and it'll be Washington's Jeimer Calendario. He'll hit this one all the way into the outfield. Jared Kelenic reaches out but can't get to it as a run scores, and the Nationals would tie the game in this inning. So it's a brand new game. Now to the 7th inning we go. Runners at the corners for Seattle. Colton Wong grounds one to shortstop. They go to second for the first out. They go home for the double play. Kelenic called out at the plate. But hold the phone. The Mariners challenge the play as we take another look at it. As Kelenic seems to have gotten his hand in there at the plate before the tag. The umps say he did. Kelenic is safe. Seattle regains the lead. An inning later, Seattle hoping to keep the lead, but Keibert Ruiz has other plans. The home run to the corner ties the game at 4 apiece, and we are going to extra innings. So free baseball in Seattle. And we go to the 11th. It'll be Lane Thomas for the Nationals. He'll put Washington in front with a clutch hit right here all the way down the line. Seattle probably going to be kicking themselves for giving up the lead twice in this game. Can't have that happen. 7-4 is the final score. The series finale is at 1:10 tomorrow afternoon. Now, some of those Mariners will represent the team at the MLB All-Star Game in Seattle next month. It's the first time in 22 years Seattle will host the event. The week of festivities also features baseball's best rising stars in the Futures Game. And there are a few Inland Northwest athletes who will be front and center. Former Washington State and Lake City High School star Kyle Manzardo was selected to play in that Futures Game. Manzardo was a second-round pick by the Tampa Bay Rays in 2021. There's his high school picture right there. He's hit 10 home runs for his AAA team in Durham, North Carolina this season. Former Spokane Indians outfielder Yanquiel Fernandez also made the Futures game. Fernandez hit 17 home runs for the Indians this season before being promoted to Double-A ball. The MLB Futures game is at 4 o'clock on July 8th at T-Mobile Park there in Seattle. And the Seattle Kraken's schedule for next season is out. The expectations have never been higher. The team is coming off an unlikely trip to the playoffs that was filled with tough games, and that trend continues into next season. Seattle opens the season on October 10th on the road against the Stanley Cup champion Las Vegas Golden Knights. The team's first home game is a week later, October 17th, against the Colorado Avalanche. Remember, the Kraken defeated the Avalanche in the first round of the playoffs this season. Seattle's first homestand features 3 straight games against playoff teams, which includes Colorado, the Carolina Hurricanes, and the New York Rangers. As we take a look at those notable games, the Kraken and defending champion Golden Knights also face off in Seattle on New Year's Day, as this will be pretty cool. The Kraken hosts the Winter Classic. That'll be a Winter Classic game, meaning an outdoor hockey game at T-Mobile Park. There is also an affordable option for families this season. The team is introducing a family ticket bundle, which includes 4 tickets to a game, 4 hot dogs, and a box of popcorn for either $150 or $250, depending on the seats. These bundles will be available for 10 games throughout the season and go on sale August 1st. And that'll wrap us up for sports. We'll be right back.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app. At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
If your checking account isn't earning you money, it's time to switch to bonus checking from Numerica. The account that earns an incredible 2% annual percentage yield. That could earn you up to $500 every year or more.
Hi, this is Noda Begay III, PGA Tour member and Golf Channel broadcaster. I'm here to tell you about sponsorship opportunities for the Circling Raven Championship, the women's professional tournament presented by KXLY 4 News. It will feature more than 150 rising stars from 30 countries. For sponsors, it's an ideal way to empower youth, women, and Native Americans through the game of golf. For more information, visit cdacasino.com or call 800-523-2464. I'll see you there.
When you carefully strap down your toys, or play it safe on moving day, or listen to that inner voice that says, this really needs a cover, you're doing your part to help everyone on Washington's roads get home safely. So keep the supplies you need handy, secure your cargo properly, and ask others to do the same. Secure your load for safer roads. Learn the ropes at secureloadswa.org.
How far would you go?
I want to prank my best friend Lewis.
My husband.
My roommate.
For the ultimate payback.
That's a yes.
Revenge.
X gon' give it to you. X gon' give it to you. He gon' give it to you. We gonna.
Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
Johnny Knoxville, Eric Andre, and Gabourey Sidibe are The Prank Battle. Premieres July 9th on ABC.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.
We do have a chance of some isolated thunderstorms again tomorrow afternoon and evening, but it will be much less intense than what we experienced today and mainly over the mountains. High of 85.
Maybe skip the motorcycle though.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
You may notice I have a different suit and tie on. Got a little wet.
We do. Yeah.
He had to
Thought I
completely
could get home in time. I didn't listen to Chris. Thought I could make it, and I did not. I know. Deep sigh all around. Deep sigh for this next story, too. Pepsi is releasing its first ever condiment, Pepsi Ketchup. It's in time for 4th of July. It's a special sauce. Has caramel notes, citrusy pops of Pepsi Cola.
Oh, no, I'm
Don't
in.
knock it till you try it. It's
That sounds
infused with Pepsi, of course. Smoked tomatoes, cinnamon, thyme, oregano, paprika, onions, ketchup.
Wow.
Unfortunately for us in the inland Northwest, the limited edition sauce is only available on July 4th at 4 U.S. ballparks. That's Phoenix, New York, Minneapolis, and Detroit.
Nope to all 4.
Kalacha.
Mix up a little Pepsi
Make
and
your
ketchup.
own. You have all the ingredients right there.